If Busta ever try to phone me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the devil, yo? Yeah, I do his shit better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes show. Look, man, if they try to say that if you ever thought that the Busta Rhymes was better than me, you crazy. You crazy, man. You just looking at this shit the wrong way.
I do it how he do it. I want to see the way I do it. I want to see the breath control, everything. No, that's when when I'm in the shower. I'm busting around. That's not how I do it in the shower. Now, hit you with nothing to answer what you saying, y'all. Sitting with the ice cream with the Diddy, y'all.
You think we having fun now? I'ma bust your ass. If you take that out, Playboy, you better get to work. Stop running your trap with me. You got that you need to do to prepare for that. Holla back, homie. What's wrong with you?
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. Never from China, he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams.
Busta Rhymes and 50 Cent. It's looking like things have gone way past just a few diss tracks. This feels seriously tense, you know?
It absolutely does. Yeah, forget the usual, like, hip-hop back and forth. This is different.
Right.
Especially with 50's upcoming documentary, you know, the one promising to spill some serious industry tea.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Well, Busta's name keeps kind of popping up in connection with it.
Okay, so not just rap beef then.
No, it suggests this isn't just about who's got the better bars or whatever. It feels deeper.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
sounds like we're talking about some pretty heavy allegations, potentially linking Busta to Diddy's, let's just say his private life, which is already under a microscope.
That's a huge microscope, yeah.
And then, just to make things weirder, Orlando Brown apparently decided to jump in,
Oh, don't even get me started on that part.
adding his own, like, totally bizarre spin. It's a lot, isn't it?
It really is. And what makes this whole thing particularly interesting is the history between 50 and Busta.
They used to be cool, right?
Exactly. They weren't always at each other's throats. There was a time they seemed pretty... Okay, so this, like, sudden shift, it really makes you wonder what happened.
Yeah, what flipped?
It suggests something significant must have gone down, a real turning point.
Right. And, okay, remember when Busta went all out defending Diddy on, like, TV?
Oh, I remember that. Very public.
Looking back now, that moment feels, I don't know, like it could have been huge. Maybe even the spark that lit this current fire with 50. What do you think?
That public support. Yeah, it certainly looks different now, doesn't it, given everything else? And 50, well, you know how he is. He doesn't just let things slide, especially not perceived disloyalty or defending someone facing really serious stuff.
True.
It's definitely possible that Busta's loud support kind of put him right on 50's radar, just as 50 was starting to dig into things.
Okay, so for everyone trying to keep track here, the big questions we're really digging into are, why is Busta reportedly feeling the pressure, like wanting to actually confront 50?
Yeah, what's he so worried about?
Exactly. What kind of information has 50 supposedly found that has Busta rattled? And the big one, is 50 Cent actually about to drop some kind of bombshell about Busta?
It really feels like it's escalating way beyond just music, doesn't it?
Totally.
It seems more and more like it's about something much bigger. And look, 50's history shows he doesn't usually get into these drawn-out things unless he thinks he has something solid.
Comes with receipts, usually.
Right. He believes he has substantial evidence, and Busta's reaction, kind of defensive maybe, you can't really ignore that.
No, definitely not.
It suggests there might be, more going on than what we see on the surface.
Okay, so let's fast forward a bit. Where are things right now? The main drama, as you've probably heard, is 50 hinting very strongly that he's got potentially damaging info on Busta.
Sure.
And the Diddy connection just keeps coming up again and again.
Precisely. And that earlier friendship between them feels like a million years ago now.
Ancient history.
And Busta's very public, very forceful defense of Diddy, especially with the seriousness of the allegations now, that seems to have really driven a wedge.
Do you think that's what made 50 dig deeper?
Could be. It might have solidified 50's suspicions or just pushed him to look closer at Busta's own connections and, well, activities.
And we know 50's reputation. When he talks about having receipts, he usually follows through.
He does. He's not shy about confrontation, especially if he thinks he has the upper hand.
Makes you wonder, too, thinking about their careers. You know, there's commentary out there highlighting the big difference in their early album sales, right? 50's initial explosion versus Busta's trajectory.
Oh yeah, 50's early numbers were massive.
Could that old dynamic be playing some subtle role here, like underneath the surface?
That's actually a really interesting point to consider. You know, in the hip-hop world, sales influence, that stuff often shapes the perceived hierarchy. And while Busta is absolutely a legend, no question, 50's early commercial dominance was just undeniable. So maybe that history, that difference, subtly colors how they interact now, any underlying tension.
Could be something there. Now, this is where it gets incredibly specific and kind of wild. We've seen stuff referencing claims from Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC.
Oh, yes, those allegations.
What exactly did he say that's causing such a stir? Because it sounds pretty detailed.
Okay, so Big Homie CC's account, it paints this picture of Busta allegedly having a specific preference for male company in his VIP sections at clubs.
Okay.
He reportedly used the term fun boys and claimed that club promoters knew about this preference, knew about it.
Knew and did what?
Allegedly made arrangements for young men to be there, kind of waiting to entertain Busta when he showed up.
Wow. Okay, those are significant allegations, potentially very damaging.
Definitely adds fuel to the fire, no doubt about it.
And it doesn't stop there, does it? There's another story floating around. Someone claiming Busta actually, physically grabbed him at a club.
Right, and invited him to his VIP section.
What are the details on that one?
So this person recounted being approached by Busta, who supposedly took his hand and said, "Come join my section."
Okay.
And what's really notable here is that this guy mentioned Busta's bodyguard, presumably Big Homie CC, or another one, was right there, watching the whole thing.
Watching it happen.
Seemingly observing the interaction, yeah. Right. So that anecdote, it kind of lines up with the bodyguard's broader claims about Busta's alleged behavior in clubs.
Man. Okay. Then you just toss Orlando Brown into this mess.
Size. Yeah.
Just absolute chaos with his claims. What exactly did he say? It just adds this extra layer of strangeness.
Orlando Brown made this, really outlandish statement, and frankly just bizarre, that he had made love with Busta, Diddy, and a list of other famous people.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like Orlando Brown.
It's really crucial to remember how unusual and often unreliable his public statements can be.
Definitely need a huge grain of salt there.
A mountain of salt. While his comments definitely got people talking, they should be viewed with extreme skepticism. Extreme.
Got it. But it feels like maybe this tension between 50 and Busta wasn't totally out of the blue, right?
Yeah.
It might have been simmering. Some commentary mentioned light jabs from 50 even before this blew up. Did you catch that?
Yeah, there were apparently some instances before this current stuff where 50 made seemingly playful jokes at Busta's expense.
Like what kind of jokes?
Referencing maybe some of his older fashion choices, that kind of thing. Nothing too heavy back then.
So just light teasing.
Could be seen that way. Or maybe it was 50 kind of testing the waters, seeing how Busta would react to a little prodding,
And then Busta hit back with that AI-generated picture of 50.
Ah, yes. The AI image.
That definitely felt like a big step up from light jabs. That felt personal.
Oh, absolutely. That image showing 50 looking, unflattering and arguably kind of feminized, that marked a real turning point.
Right.
It went way beyond jokes. It seemed like a direct personal hit, maybe fueled by Busta starting to feel anxious about what 50 might actually have on him.
Okay, what about when Busta himself got asked directly about Diddy, about the legal stuff? That reaction was apparently pretty telling too.
Oh, his reaction was, yeah, definitely something people noted. When he was straight up asked about the serious allegations around Diddy,
what do you do?
He reportedly just immediately went defensive, said he wanted to wait for the truth to come out, stressed how sensitive it all was.
Careful words.
Very careful. The commentary even called it Diddy-style damage control.
Yeah.
Pointed out his eyes darting around, the measured language. It really suggested to people watching a lot of discomfort, maybe wanting to distance himself without actually condemning Diddy.
Which brings us to the really explosive rumors. The ones probably fueling a lot of this speculation. The alleged video footage.
Yeah.
In 50's documentary.
Right. The documentary looms large over all of this.
What's the buzz? What's supposedly in this footage?
So the speculation, and again, gotta stress this is speculation right now, is that 50's doc might have video. Footage allegedly showing Busta at some of Diddy's infamous parties.
Parties where
Way.
stuff allegedly happened.
Exactly. Potentially showing Busta in compromising situations, maybe with other men.
Whoa.
Now, these are rumors, right? Totally unconfirmed, but they are a huge factor in why Busta is reportedly so worried, and maybe why he allegedly felt he needed to confront 50 directly.
Okay, let's try and wrap our heads around all this. We've got 50 Cent hinting hard at damaging info on Busta Rhymes. Clear links being made to Diddy. Their old friendship gone, especially after Busta's very public defense of Diddy.
Seems like the breaking point.
50's got that track record. He says he has receipts. Seems confident.
Very confident.
Then you have the really serious claims from the ex-bodyguard, the Fun Boys, the club arrangements,
Super specific.
plus the story of the guy Busta allegedly grabbed with the bodyguard watching.
Corroborating, potentially.
Orlando Brown just adding. Noise, mostly.
Poison weirdness, yeah. Let's park that one.
We saw the escalation from 50's earlier jabs to Busta's AI image retaliation.
Definitely up the ante.
Busta's super defensive reaction when asked about Diddy's legal issues. The damage control vibe.
Raised a lot of eyebrows.
And finally, these persistent, swirling rumors of video footage in 50's documentary, allegedly showing Busta at Diddy's events, maybe with other men. That's fueling so much of the current heat.
Exactly. It all boils down to this fundamental question, really. Is Busta Rhymes potentially caught up in something much, much bigger than just a rap feud?
Right.
Are these allegations, these rumors, do they point to a real connection to Diddy's alleged activities? Or is this maybe just an overblown situation?
Amplified by 50 loving the drama.
Exactly. Amplified by 50's strategic stirring of the pot, and maybe Busta just reacting, understandably worried, to all the scrutiny. It's complex. A web of claims and rumors. So many unanswered questions right now.
It definitely feels like there's more going on than just some music disagreement, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You gotta look at 50's approach. He's often very strategic, plays a long game.
He rarely bluffs without holding some cards.
And Busta's reaction. It does seem anxious, the idea of this information potentially coming out. It's hard to ignore that apparent worry.
Makes you really wonder, doesn't it? What exactly is he afraid might get exposed?
Yeah. This story is clearly still developing. It's gonna be fascinating, maybe a bit unsettling to see how it actually all plays out.